Franky and Rose Show is brought to you by the Central California Area Derby at ccaderby.com.
Ladies and gents, get ready to chill here on the Franky and Rose Show. Hosted by that Hollywood insider bringing news, our guy Franky. And a diva that's oh so fabulous, Rochelle. When it comes to the Franky and Rose Show, get ready for love, life, and entertainment as we get ready to chill and bring you a little candid conversation with relationships, lifestyle, entertainment, and exclusive interviews. So it's time to get this party started on the Franky and Rose Show.
Yeah.
You know how we do.
Hey guys, welcome to the Franky and Rose Show as we showcase love, life, and entertainment. It's here each week when we take you inside the world of Hollywood. We also talk relationships, and we also get into life as well. And this week, we've got an amazing show lined up for you. That's right, you heard it right here. This week, we're getting into the world of entertainment where we're talking a little horror. Right now, you're looking in the back of me, but what you're seeing is a convention for horror film and paranormal followers called SCAREanormal 2013. Tonight I'm going to be going inside and talking with some of the guests, some of the fans, some of the people that you may have seen in films from the likes of Friday the 13th, Dawn of the Dead, all the way up to Insidious and so much more. Cast members are here live in Fresno to, of course, represent for their films and talk with the people here. So you know how we do. We got to get it in and talk to them here at SCAREanormal 2013. Now, don't forget, the Franky and Rose Show airs here Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 93, or you can catch us on AT&T Uverse Channel 99. It'll replay as well on Monday and Wednesday nights at the same time of 9 p.m. So stay tuned for more as we get ready to go into SCAREanormal 2013. Let's go inside and talk to that first interview. Let's go. Come on. Hey guys, welcome to the Franky and Rose Show. Now, to the left of me, I've got a guy many of you may have seen on the Sons of Anarchy, Michael Ornstein. How you doing today, sir?
I am good. Good morning.
Oh, good. Now, talk to us about what brings you out to Central Cali today.
Well, my buddy Tom said that he was doing a show out here, so I came out, and I've never been to Fresno, so here I am, yeah.
Now, with the Sons of Anarchy, we know it's a big hit show. Talk to us about how you got involved with such a project.
Well, I got the script and read it and loved it and sent my tape in. I was living back on the East Coast, and I got the gig, and it's been awesome, man. I love it. Okay. It's my favorite gig ever, man.
Now, when it comes to the fan base, talk to us about the fan base and how people have embraced the series.
Well, we have a fan base like nothing I've ever heard of. We got a fan base like a rock and roll band would have a fan base, you know? Seriously, man, it's all over the world. I mean, I hear from people from Portugal, Brazil, Mumbai, all over Europe, UK, France, Italy, people in Canada, you know, people in the States. I travel around and meet a lot of people, and it's just pretty unbelievable the way this show, you know, affects people and reaches people. Okay. It's quite unique.
Now, with such a phenomenon breaking with the series, talk to us not about the successful days, but the days before the glitz and the glam. Talk to us about what got you into acting.
Well, you know, I got into acting when I was a kid. I was always really interested in it. And when I was like 12 years old, I started studying with really serious people in New York City. But I wasn't acting. I was just studying on Saturdays. And but I was real serious about it. And then I went to university for it for a year. And then I just really wanted to go to work, so I moved to Manhattan, and I started working in the theater, you know, and studying, but mainly working and doing new plays, one after the other, which was pretty unbelievable, man, to do plays one after the other, brand new plays in front of a live audience, and that's where I started working, you know, and kept working for many, many years, yeah, in the theater.
Okay. Now, when it comes to future projects, what can we look forward to from you in the future?
Just going more of the same, man. I love to develop my own stuff. You know, I love to write and develop my own things. I'm an oil painter too, so I write a lot of stories and put that up as exhibitions. And you know, I'm just gonna do SOA and you know, and just keep working as an actor until I'm hopefully very old, and then eventually dead. Okay. You know, I'll keep working till then.
Right. Now, in the world of social media, so many people have fan pages, etc. Which pages do you truly monitor so they can actually reach you as a fan?
Twitter.
Okay.
I love to communicate through Twitter.
Okay.
My name on Twitter is SwimDeep, SWIMDEEP. So yeah, hit me there and I'll definitely talk to you. That's me. I'm not on Facebook anymore, but I'm on Instagram too. Listen, Breathe, Vision is my thing on Instagram. So yeah, I love social media. I love communicating with the fans in any way possible.
Now, before we close things out, here at the Franky and Roe Show, one thing we always like to do is we like to inspire people. Now, with the world the way it is, the economy, etc., a lot of people may be down watching the show and they see somebody like you and they think, man, I could never get to that level. What words of encouragement would you give them to keep pushing?
Well, I'd give the same words of encouragement to anyone that I'd give to myself. I mean, I'm not in any kind of position of, being through the door. And I'm struggling. My wife and I have got 2 kids, and we're both working, and it's a really hard time, I think, in the world, and I think everybody's in the same boat. So I would imagine that what helps me to think about something encouraging is that we're all in the same boat right now. We just got to hang in, work really hard, and be smart, be cool. And don't throw your money away, and things are going to break, man. Things are going to get better. But we're all in the same boat. And you know what? What happened when people were in the same boat, back in the early part of last century, in the mid part of last century, they just bared down and worked real hard and did whatever they could and got inventive. So I think it's a good time to get inventive, start your own business, do whatever that inspires you, Follow your bliss.
Now that's what's up. Hey guys, we're here at the SCAREanormal 2013, Michael Ornstein, Sons of Anarchy. Stay tuned. We've got so much more coming your way here on the Franky and Roe Show. Hey guys, we're right back here, SCAREanormal 2013. Your man Franky is in the building. Man, my guy Britt is right here. Now many of you may know Britt from the Black Dahlia, but I'm going to let him introduce himself. How you doing today, sir?
I'm doing good, Franky. How are you?
Now, I hope you're adjusting. This is definitely not Los Angeles weather here today, but hey, we hope you don't melt out here in Central Cali.
I spent many a summer in my youth up here in Fresno, swimming in the canals, trying to find places to get cool and whatnot, but I used to work in a waterbed store up here for my aunt, setting up waterbeds at 11 years old. Talk about child labor.
Okay, so talk to us about your role in the Black Dahlia and how you got involved in Hollywood.
Well, my role in the Black Dahlia is basically, I play a psychiatrist taking care of a child who just killed his parents. But my character morphs into a really very dark, evil individual based around the Black Dahlia Elizabeth Short murders out of L.A. My character's obsessed with that whole thing, and I think my father did it, type of thing. So basically, my character is trying to figure out what's going on with the Black Dahlia and why my grandfather did that, and now why am I going to this dark area and doing some really bad stuff? I just don't want to spoil it for everybody. You got to watch it. But how I got involved in Hollywood? Basically, for the last 5 years, I've been on a television show called Ghost Hunters on SyFy. And I met the stars of that show about 4 or 5 years ago, became friends, and one day they asked if I wanted to be on it. And I was like, yeah, hell yeah. So it was like 35 years of my life I dug ditches, and then somehow I ended up on TV, and then now I've morphed it into doing movies.
Now talk to us about the Ghost Hunters in regards to the whole show. Many people may think, man, this is just Hollywood, this is fake. Are you really into ghosts?
Number one question I always get asked is this real? I have experienced stuff I cannot explain. I have seen chairs move, I have watched doors open and close on command, I've heard voices, I've seen these shadows, I've seen full-on apparitions, I've seen shit I cannot explain. Wait, can I say that on your show?
We have ways to get rid of that.
Oh, good. Sorry. But I've seen stuff I can't explain. So Ghost Hunters, which was the first paranormal show out of the gate to kind of start the whole genre, we do not fake anything. What you see is what it is. Just keep in mind that we shoot about 120 hours of videotape. Listen to me, it's digital nowadays. We shoot about 120 hours per episode that they boil down to 44 minutes. So you're really seeing the highlights of the highlights of the highlights of what goes on. So ghost hunting is actually really kind of boring. Okay. But that's how I got into it.
Now, I have quite a few friends that actually, here in Central California, many people may not know, there are classes for actual ghost hunting.
Yeah.
What are some of the tools and the tricks to the trade that you guys may use?
Yeah, I love these classes that pop up. Come to my class and give me $500 and I'll certify you as a ghost hunter. In a nutshell, when you boil it all down, basically what we are home inspectors. We are literally going in, monitoring the environment, and trying to figure out what's going on. And about 98% of the time, we can debunk what's going on. It's just houses settling, pipes banging on walls, etc. But all that takes equipment, and it's home inspection equipment. It's thermal cameras, it's EMF meters, it's temperature monitors, it's all that stuff. And we just monitor the environment. We kind of try and dial it back to find the logical explanation. But every now and then, our equipment gives us bizarre readings, and we get voices over it, and we get just stuff that's out of the ordinary, paranormal. That's all paranormal means. It's not normal. And then, like, what is that? And if we can document the environment going into a weird flux, and then we get an EVP, which is an electronic voice phenomenon, where we get voices that all of a sudden mysteriously show up, like we're talking right now, that could be another voice talking to us saying, hey, look at me. And they can hear it out there in TV land, but we can't hear it because we're here. So we get stuff like that is coupled with environmental flux. It's like, okay, what the hell just happened there? Is that grandma from the other side trying to tell you not to do that with that girl? I don't know. Or is it some alien race observing us and the Matrix glitches and we're catching a glimpse of them? Or I don't know about you, but if I was able to go to another planet and observe a population, I would so screw with them. I mean, do you remember when you were a kid, you had the ant farm? Well, they built their whole home. What's the first thing you did when they built their home? You go and knock on the glass and knock it all down on them. That's exactly what I would do. So I mean, it could be a lot of different things going on out there other than grandma not crossing over properly. But Ghost Hunters itself, we don't fake anything. There's some strange stuff going on around us, and we've managed to make a show out of it for the last 9 years and traveled the world.
Now, me, I'm an 80s baby, of course. So I remember the days of Bill Murray and the Ghostbusters coming on with their weird gadgets. And now we're actually seeing these type of gadgets actually in the real world. Fans like me who love these type of shows, talk to us about how they make you who you are today and how much you love your fans.
Well, I mean, I was born in '69. I don't know where you are in that range, but I grew up watching the reruns of Star Trek and all the flip quarters and all the stuff. You know, Lieutenant Uhura, a female black lieutenant in the '60s. Look at this today. Look at today. I mean, Roddenberry was like, he's from the future. Or Ghostbusters. I mean, it's like, where do these guys? They look to the future. They go, hey, I'm gonna invent this for the movie, and then some scientist actually invents it 10 years later, 20 years later. I mean, where the hell does that come from? So I look at a lot of that stuff. I'm like, how can I look to the future and figure something out to help us today? And I just barely got out of high school. I don't know about you, but I just skated by the skin of my teeth. So what I'm good at doing is making friends with really smart people, and then they help me build this stuff to monitor the environment, whether it's shadow detectors or full spectrum cameras that see outside the human range. And then is able to take that and composite it to where we can see it in a monitor. So yeah, I just work with these engineers and these quantum physicists and whatnot to try and get us better equipment so that we can try and figure out what the hell is the answer to life. When we die, do we go somewhere, or do we just fade to black? I don't know, but there's some strange stuff going on out there. You want to go ghost hunting with me?
No.
I'll make him scream like a little girl.
No. Okay, so final question. I mean, we live in a world of social media, and I know that there are thousands of fan pages out there. Which ones can they truly get to you on?
Go to brittgriffith.com. That is me. And then on the bottom of that page are the links to all my Twitter, Facebook, MySpace even. I still have a MySpace. Yeah, go to brittgriffith.com. You can find all my information there. Even all the stuff on the movies and the TV shows and whatnot.
All right. Hey, guys, the Franky and Rose Show, Britt Griffith, SCAREanormal 2013. Stay close, because we've got so much more.
This is nickel59.com, your online resource for Central Cali events. This is nickel59.com. To submit your events, visit us online today.
Hey guys, welcome back to the Franky and Roe Show, SCAREanormal 2013, and I've got the lovely young Danielle Harris. How are you today?
I'm good. How are you?
All right. Now talk to us about what brings you out to SynCal today.
Actually, my friend Sid Haig told me about the convention, and I guess he's a native of Fresno and asked if I would come along, and I said sure.
Now, when it comes to your career, talk to us about how you got started in the actual horror genre.
I think it kind of started me. I just auditioned for the Halloween movies back in and that sort of launched my career. Actually, my first two films were the first two Halloweens, and then just actually didn't do horror movies for about 20 years, and then I did other stuff, and then went back into the genre with Rob Zombies, and it kind of relaunched this sort of crazy, awesome, genre following.
Okay. Now, let's talk about before the lights, the camera, the action. Let's talk about what got you started in the genre before all the glitz and the glam.
In the genre, or just in
acting?
I was a beauty pageant kid back, in the 80s. So my mom, I think, got me into it. Yeah.
Now, being in the industry with such staying power, what are some of the tips or advice that you may be able to give somebody watching the show about getting in the industry?
Geez, half of me says don't do it, run, and the other half just feels like if you're going to do it because you love it, and go to school, study something other than acting, and also make sure you go to school to be an actor as well, not college. Go to college for something real, and go take acting classes at a school and study your art. Don't just think because you're cute and your mom says you're going to be famous that you can make it. I mean, with YouTube and stuff like that now, it's possible, but the chances are very, very, very slim. So do your homework.
And as far as future projects, what can we look to see you from in the future?
Well, right now on Video On Demand, I have Hatchet 3 that you can get literally right now. I have the movie that I directed called Among Friends coming out the end of August, as well as, what else is coming out in August? DVD August is, Hatchet comes out on DVD in August, and a movie called Fatal Call comes out in Redbox, actually July. There's all kinds of these things pop up, but I don't even know when. So if you just kind of look it up and go, oh, that's coming out then. You guys usually know before I do. Yeah.
Now, as far as advice, right now we're dealing with people who are looking for escapes, looking for films, but the economy is crazy. People are hurting, and they see somebody like you who's made it, and they think to themselves, I could never get to that level. I might as well not try. What words of encouragement would you give somebody out there who really needs some good advice?
I think the grass is not always greener on the other side. I think until you're in those shoes, you don't really know. Obviously, we're all trying to make a living, and just because you do a movie doesn't mean you have money. Usually, it's like you do a movie, and then it looks like I've got 6 movies coming out this year, but I've done them over the last 5 years. So I think just be a hustler and just stay in it, and everyone's kind of going through the same thing right now. Find other things, and I feel like if you do something that you love, then the money will come. So just do something that you love.
And as far as the fans who want to keep up with you, do you Facebook, do you tweet? Which ones do you actually follow?
Twitter's really the one that I'm most active on, and it's Halloween Gal. And anyone that follows me knows, because it's always pictures of my dog and stuff like that. So they're it's obviously me, I'm on DanielleHarris.org and my DanielleHarris.org Facebook page all the time. So, those are the 3, and then I'm launching Horror Gal. So those are going to be the 4 that I'm really active on.
Hey guys, the Franky and Rochelle, Danielle Harris live at SCAREanormal 2013. We're having a blast. Stay tuned for more. Hey guys, we're back here at SCAREanormal 2013. The door's about to get ready to open, but right to the right of me, I've got my guy, Friedman. How are you today, sir?
I'm doing great, thanks. How are you?
Oh, hanging in here. Now talk to us about what brings you out to an event like this today.
Insidious. Yeah, of course this is a horror show, as you all know. And Insidious was pretty popular last year, a year before last. And I played the old woman. And so that's what brought me here. Okay. There are a bunch of fans that, want to meet me, and a lot of other people in this room.
Right. Now talk to us about the fans. How have they made your career and everything take off?
Well, fans pay for the box office. Fans pay for the DVDs. If it wasn't for fans, we wouldn't have any business.
Right.
Yeah. And it's a lot of fun, to be honest, to meet them, because a lot of them are so enthusiastic about the film, and you know, the character that I played and how they had nightmares for weeks after seeing the film, and how they're happy to see like I normally look instead of like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, with the fans, in closing, really quick, do you Facebook, do you tweet? Which ones do you actually monitor where they can reach out and keep in touch with you?
They can do it Facebook.
Okay.
Yeah, that's the best way to reach me.
And what's the address there?
You know, I don't remember.
That's okay. We have technologists that will find you on Facebook.
Just Philip Friedman, Insidious. I've got a couple of different addresses. That's why offhand I'm not, don't remember. I should know this stuff, but I have someone else that does it for me, so.
No problem. Hey, guys, you're locked right here on the Franky and Rose Show. Philip Friedman. Stay tuned for more at SCAREanormal 2013. What up, guys? We're back here at the Franky and Rose Show. And now, to my right, I have a legend. Now, many of you may not be as old school as old Franky, but look, if you remember Jackie Brown, you know what I'm talking about? Jackie Brown. Look. This brother right here was a phenom in that film. How you doing, Mr. Haig?
I'm doing great, man. As a matter of fact, let's go back a little bit and do Foxy Brown. Okay, with Pam Grier, yeah.
Pam Grier, till this day, one of the hottest African-American actors in this lifetime. I'm telling you, many of you may think of like somebody like Halle Berry, Gabrielle Union. Well, with her, she was the Halle Berry and Gabrielle Union of that day.
She's real. She is totally real. She's like my little sister.
Okay.
Yeah, when we did a half a dozen pictures in the Philippines together. So we had one another's back while we were in the jungle fighting off snakes and spiders and, yeah.
So talk to us about what got you into the industry and what motivates you to keep pushing today.
Well, I'm having fun. Okay, and I made a rule for myself a long time ago that I just wouldn't do anything that I wasn't having fun doing. And so I'm still having a good time doing it, and as long as I do, I'll be in front of cameras until I probably keel over.
Too dumb for New York, too ugly for LA. Look, guys, I have one of the legends in Hollywood horror, one of the originators of, truly, may I say, one of my all-time favorite horror films, Friday the 13th. Mr. Miller, how are you today?
I am fabulous. Thanks for that introduction.
Now, being in the industry for so long, many people try to jump in and do whatever, but you have what we call staying power. Talk to us about what got you started in the early days before Friday the 13th.
In the early days, I was, my first memory as a child was lying to my mother. And, she found me and the little neighborhood girl together, and I told her that what her eyes were telling her was not true. And if you're going to write fiction, you got to be a liar. And so I've always my mind has always been creating sort of stories and telling tales. And I learned that I couldn't be an actor because I wasn't very good at it. And so rather than be a waiter and an unsuccessful actor, I decided to write. And I liked telling stories. And my wife, fortunately, was a legal secretary, so she could earn a little money while I sat there with my typewriter. And this is before the word processor. And I failed a lot. And finally, I did 2 movies with Sean before we got Friday the 13th, 2 nice family films. Didn't make any money at all. So Sean said, let's do horror, and I said, okay, we'll try that. I used Halloween as my model. I learned everything I know about horror movies from Deborah Hill and John Carpenter, and the rest is history. Then in 1982, the movie industry was going a little soft, so a guy called me. I was living on the East Coast. A guy called me up and said, you want to write soap opera? I said, I don't know. So I started working at One Life to Live, and then went to All My Children, and then went to Another World, then went to Guiding Light, then back to All My Children, then to General Hospital. That was 25 years worth of that. Got 3 Emmys, and here I am. I had no idea that Friday the 13th would be what I would be known for the rest of my life. And here I am, and I love the fans, and I love the horror people, but otherwise I am a total wuss. I had to sleep with a nightlight on until I was about 12.
Now, of course, once again, Friday the 13th, an iconic, I do truly mean this, iconic horror classic. Where did Jason come from? How was he developed?
Well, Actually, truth be told, I wrote the first one and only the first one, and the villain in that was Mrs. Voorhees. Jason was already dead. As far as I'm concerned, I don't know how he came back to life. But anyway, so Mrs. Voorhees was the mother I never had. I love her. My mother, in real life, may she rest in peace, if I had drowned, she would have said to me, "You only have yourself to blame, you little idiot." And so somewhere, Mrs. Voorhees was an ideal mother, because if kids bullied you or if they didn't pay attention to you, she killed them. And that's a great mother. Take out a machete to take care of the bullies. I loved her. So that's where that came from. But I had no idea when I wrote it, other than the fact that I wanted a villain who was a woman. Because Halloween had, the villain who was a guy, Michael Myers and all that. And so I said, this would be great. Mother as, I took mother and apple pie and stood them on its head.
And for people that want to keep up with you, how can they catch you? Do you Skype? Do you tweet?
I do everything. I'm on Facebook as Victor Brook Miller. But if you really want to find me, go to victormiller.com. And that'll hook you up, email and everything else. And I answer emails. The other thing I do, and I really enjoy doing it, and I'm not just blowing smoke, I read people's screenplays. They send them to me on email, and I read them, and I send them back with notes. And they don't have to worry about me stealing their ideas, because I don't need them. And I do it for free because, I'm 73. It's time to give it all back. So I mean it. If you got a screenplay, stop talking about it. Stop telling your friends you got a great idea for a screenplay. Write it, send it to me. I'll give you notes. I can't sell it for you, but I'll help.
Guys, you're locked right here. The Franky and Roe Show. Victor Miller, Friday the 13th. SCAREanormal 2013. Stay tuned for more right here on the Franky and Roe Show.
This is nickel59.com, your online resource for Central Cali events. This is nickel59.com. To submit your events, visit us online today.
Hey guys, we're right back here at SCAREanormal 2013, getting ready to close out the show. It's been an amazing time doing it big with horror. I mean, you've seen everything from the likes of Dawn of the Dead all the way to Insidious, and we're just enjoying ourselves here. Now, don't forget, with the Franky and Roe Show, we air Friday nights at 9 p.m. on Comcast Channel 93 or AT&T Uverse Channel 99. We also replay on Monday and Wednesday nights at the same time, and you can catch us online at frankyrowshow.com for more details. It's been an amazing time, and once again, look, stay tuned for more. Catch us online. We'll see you on Facebook, Twitter, etc. But I gotta go. But before I go, as always, stay strong, keep the faith, and be encouraged. This is your guy Franky signing out, SCAREanormal 2013. Good night, and God bless.